feel if you lived in exile? How would you feel if you were a foreigner who was removed from your homeland and unable to go back? Would you feel pressure to become like the society that you now live in? Would you feel sadness that you're unable to go back to your homeland? Unfortunately, that's the reality for so many people in our world throughout history and even today. But what might shock you, especially as someone who gets to live in a privileged nation like we do, is that for Christians, this reality is also true for us, that we are exiles and we are foreigners here. So this week, we're going to be reading through the book of 1 Peter. And you're going to see some recurring themes throughout this book. It's 5 chapters. And one of those themes is the theme of exile. That Christians are in exile, that they are foreigners. We are foreigners living in the realm of the world, of the flesh, because we actually belong to the kingdom of God, the kingdom of heaven. The second theme that you're going to see over and over again is a parallel that Peter makes between Old Testament Israel and the church. And so as you read these chapters, start looking for some of the language, start looking for some of the parallels that he makes. Some things like being a holy nation, or being a chosen people, or receiving an inheritance. And interestingly, this ties in with the first theme because Israel too at one point was in exile. And so Peter is drawing a very strong parallel between the Old Testament nation of Israel and the New Testament church, and that the church is a fulfillment of God's purpose for Israel. And then finally, the last theme that you're going to see is one that binds both of the first two together, and that is that Christ suffered. Christ suffered. And we see that the way that Peter relates it is that Christ suffered, that Christ also, in some ways, was in exile. And Christ also, through his suffering, made it possible for us to be the chosen people of God, because we could not do that on our own. Our holiness did not earn for us the blessings that God wanted to give us. We couldn't do it. We broke the covenant, but Jesus did it for us. And when we put our faith in Jesus, we can receive the blessings that God promises to his holy people because of Jesus' holiness and not our own. And so those are the 3 themes that you're going to see throughout the 5 chapters in 1 Peter. And I would encourage you, students, to get with your families, to get with your life groups, your life group leaders, and just continue this conversation. Have an ongoing dialogue throughout the week about these chapters. Come to Bible study, and we'll be talking about some of these as well. And I hope that this is going to be a huge encouragement to you guys. The other thing that you can do is you can leave comments on the website, and that's going to help you kind of keep in dialogue with a bunch of other people from our student ministry. And it's going to allow us to see kind of what your thoughts are, how this text is inspiring you and encouraging you and even challenging you. And in doing that and in voicing that for yourself, you are going to be challenging and encouraging your peers as well. So we would encourage you guys to do that by leaving a comment on this website. All right, guys. I hope that you enjoy reading through 1 Peter. You can see in the study below, you're going to be working through chapter 1, hopefully together as a family. And then throughout the rest of the week, you're going to be reading some of the other chapters. All right. I hope you guys have a great week, and I will see you very soon.